Welcome to Channel 22 Sports Presentation. This is between the South Torrance Spartans and the Leuzinger Olympians. Game's already in progress. South Torrance has got the first two men on base. They have runners at first and third. Number 3 hitter Mike Leuzinger, their best hitter, at the plate. Pickoff throw at first, not nearly in time. Leuzinger comes in leading the team in hitting. He's hitting .350 with 6 home runs and 29 RBIs. The Spartans have a league record of 6-2, which puts them in second place. The pitcher for Leuzinger is Luis Chavez. Paying close attention to the runner at first, which is Chris Martinez, the shortstop for South Torrance. The runner at third is Adam Wolfinger, who led off the game on the first pitch with a nice double into the gap in left center field. We have a very, very strong wind blowing directly out to left field today, so big Mike Leuzinger might have a big game if he can get that ball up in that air. Here's the first pitch. Runner fakes going, no go, and it's high for a ball. Ball one. 1 ball, no strikes, no outs. We just started, top of the first inning. Leuzinger coached by Frank Ravello, first-year coach. Okay, Chavez takes his step. Still paying close attention to Chris Martinez there at first, but Martinez not with too big a jump. 1 ball, no strikes to Mike Leuzinger. Runners take their leads. Runner not going, curveball to the shortstop, feet second for 1, over to first base, not quite in time. Runner scores on the fielder's choice. 6-4 on the out at second base. And a run in. So the South Torrance draws first blood. They now have 1 run in the top of the first inning. We have a runner on first with 1 out and designated hitter Aaron Jones at the plate. Today's pitcher for South Torrance will be Mike Bill. Bill having a good year as well. He's 3-0 in league with a 1.75 earned run average. Aaron Jones, the designated hitter. Luis Chavez looking in for his sign. Bounces that one, but a nice pickup by the first baseman, Chris Barajas. Jones had a pretty nice lead there, too. Let's see if he thinks of putting a play on. Chavez reading his catcher. No go. Check swing. Strike 1. Okay, so he starts Jones off with a strike. No balls, 1 strike the count. We have 1 out. We're in the first inning, top of the first inning. South Torrance already with 1 run across. They have a man on first. Throw over to first base. Almost caught Leuzinger leaning the wrong way, but he got back fine. Luis Chavez throwing to his catcher, Francisco Ulloa. Our hitter is Aaron Jones, the designated hitter. Breaking pitch way outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. We have a runner on first. South Torrance coached by Chad Namick. He's coaching at third. Another throw to first base, but Leuzinger doesn't have much of a lead over there. It's probably doesn't want to use up his arm too much throwing over there, I don't think. And now timeout, Namick come in. Well, what's Namick doing? They might be worried about Chavez's motion. He may be saying he's not setting long enough before going to first base, but it's hard to tell from up here. Okay, we have 1 ball and 1 strike to cleanup hitter Aaron Jones. We're in the top half of the first inning. Mike Leuzinger running at first base. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball outside corner, strike 2. Luis Chavez pitching for Leuzinger. Looks like he likes the breaking stuff, and he's starting to get it over. He's working that outside corner of the plate. Again, with a strong wind blowing to left field, anything up in the air and pulled today is going to drift, and the outfielders are playing it accordingly. You can see the left fielder right back against the fence. Breaking ball just a little bit high. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out and a man at first. Leuzinger would love to get a double play and get back in the dugout, only giving up 1 run. Chavez has been working him with breaking stuff. Let's see what he does with a 2-2 count. Instead of throw to first base, not nearly in time. Right fielder playing way over towards center, almost in right center. They're giving Jones that whole right field line. Partial swing, foul tip. Okay, we still have a 2-ball, 2-strike count to Aaron Jones. Mike Zinniger running at first base. Luis Chavez, the pitcher for Leuzinger. Chavez with good control so far. He's putting the ball over the plate. Runner not going. Nice fastball. Swung on a miss for strike 3. Jones was not cheated. That was a very good pitch. It's one of the few fastballs we've seen him throw, and he threw it at the right time. Mixed his pitches very well on that sequence, striking out the cleanup hitter. We now have 2 outs. And here's the third baseman, David Wells. He's our number 5 hitter, David Wells. Zinniger at first is not really threat. He's faked stealing a couple times, but he hasn't really showed much threat of going. Okay, Chavez checks his runner. Pitches outside, ball 1. That was a fastball. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. We have 2 outs. We're in the top half of the first inning. South Torrance Spartans with 1 run over already. Chavez goes over to first base again, but again, Zinniger not with too much of a lead, easily getting back. Outfield playing deep with that strong wind blowing out. There goes the runner, pitch in the dirt outside, kicked by the catcher, and he loses all chance at second base. So we'll have a stolen base for Mike Zinniger. That ball was a ball, so we have a 2-ball, no strike count now to David Wells. So Wells with the count in his favor. Let's see what he gets. Nice swing, strike 1 on a fastball. So again, Chavez seems to set him up with some slow breaking stuff and then sneaks that fastball in. Nice sequence of pitching. Getting his sign straight with his shortstop there with a runner on second base. Okay, we have 2 out, 2-ball, 1-strike count. Throw to second base, but the second baseman wasn't really in position, but he does take the throw to save it from going into center field. Chavez is really worried about that runner at second base there with a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Now he's going to concentrate on working this hitter. There's the pitch. Nice fastball again, strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chavez showing good control out there on the mound. Again, the left fielder very deep in left field with that wind blowing out. Center fielder's deep also and shaded towards left. Right fielder playing way over towards center field. They're giving that right field line. 2-2 pitch and strike 3 swinging. So Luis Chavez turns back the threat. They give up only 1 run on 1 hit, which is the leadoff double by Adam Wolfinger. And at the end of half an inning, we have the South Torrance Spartans with 1 and the Leuzinger Olympians now coming to bat for the first time. Welcome back to the Channel 22 Sports presentation. The first pitch to leadoff hitter Andrew Gambino is low in the dirt for a ball. Leuzinger taking its first time turn at bat now in the bottom of the first inning. This is the South Torrance Spartans against the Leuzinger Olympians. Foul ball, strike one. South Torrance got one run in the first inning with a leadoff double and then worked him around, but Leuzinger's pitcher Luis Chavez did a fine bit of pitching to strike out the number 4 and 5 hitters to end the inning, so he got out cheap enough with only a one-run deficit. Leadoff hitter Andrew Gambino here is the second baseman. The next pitch in the dirt, but he waves at it for strike 2, so behind the count now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gambino just trying to get on base to start something off and get something going. As I mentioned earlier, the pitcher for the Spartans is Mike Bill. He's a junior, probably their best pitcher with a league record of 3 wins and no defeats. Strike 2 pitch outside. This time Andrew doesn't offer at it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bill with a nice earned run average too of 1.75. Okay, leadoff hitter Andrew Gambino just trying to get on base. Outside and low, ball 3. He's worked the count full now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the first inning, just underway. Bill with a live fastball there, but Gambino does a good job to get a piece of it and stay alive. Leadoff hitter's job is just to try and get on base and keep the ball in play and just keep fouling it off and stay up there till you can get yourself on base. Full count, 3-2. Ball outside, ball 4. So Andrew Gambino does a nice job of drawing a leadoff walk to start the bottom of the first inning here. Now our number 2 hitter is the shortstop, Rudy Membrano. Looking down to Coach Ravello for signs. Let's see if they put on a sacrifice. Third baseman just on the edge of the grass at third. Bill throws over to first base. Gambino with a nice lead there at first. Let's see if he moves. Unlike Leuzinger, South Torrance, their outfield is a little bit shaded to right field. Left fielder set up behind the shortstop. Fastball high, ball 1, 1 ball. Again, we have kind of a chilly day, but we have a very strong wind blowing directly out to left field. We'll see how that affects the play. Throw over to first base, not nearly in time. South Torrance's catcher is Adam Moore, who will be handling Bill today. Another throw over to first, and they got him this time. He stumbled trying to get back. Run down, and the first baseman takes it himself. So first baseman Akira applying the tag. And unfortunately, when Gambino, he would have got back, but his spike caught in the dirt, and he fell with his hands well short of the base, and that enabled the first baseman, Akira Wada, to make the play and run him down all by himself unassisted. That will be a caught stealing attempt. So we have 1 out now. Rudy Membrano with a 1-ball count. Fastball high, ball 2. Membrano does not offer much of a strike zone there. So Mike Bill is going to have to work very crisply. 2-0 pitch. Outside, ball 3. So after walking the leadoff hitter, Mike Bill's now gone 3 balls and no strikes to the number 2 hitter. He's on an unfamiliar mound here, so maybe he's just getting used to it. 3-0 pitch is just a little bit outside, ball 4. That was about the best pitch he threw in the sequence, but it just missed outside. So Leuzinger again gets a man at first base. There's 1 out. Here's our number 3 hitter, Juan Mendez. Juan is the designated hitter today, taking Chavez's spot in the lineup. Mendez, one of the more effective hitters for Leuzinger. Nice stance up there. Throw to first base, not in time. Left fielder is shaded way over towards center, giving up the entire left field line. Let's see how that plays out. Mendez with a slightly closed stance. Runner not going, pitch, strike one. Bottom of the first inning, there's one out. We have a runner on first base, designated hitter Juan Mendez, number 3 hitter in the order, at the plate. Another throw to first base, a little bit closer this time, but Membreno back. Runner not going, pitch way outside, ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Right fielder playing in a little bit shallow too. That wind may cut any fly ball hit to right field. Membreno with a nice lead at first. Fastball just outside, ball 2. So again, Mike Bill gets behind the hitter. He's behind 2 balls and 1 strike to big hitting Juan Mendez. Fastball just inside, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Pitcher Mike Bill still trying to get comfortable on the mound, I think, and his pitches are all a little bit high. He's throwing mostly fastballs. Rudy Membreno at first base takes a nice lead. Not going. 3-0 pitches, 1 pitch is swung on and fouled back. Now we have a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And let's see if Leuzinger puts on a play here with the speedy Membreno at first base. Bill throws it again to first just to keep him close. Works the hitter. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. So a somewhat shaky start to that hitter for Mike Bill, but then he settled down and got his last 2 pitches right over the plate. There was nice movement on that last fastball. Okay, here's our number 4 hitter. It's the catcher, Francisco Ulloa, right-hand hitter. We have 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the first inning of a 1-0 South Torrance lead. Rudy Membreno at first base. First pitch to Ulloa, strike 1. Mike Bill looking like he's settling down a little bit, getting a little more comfortable on that mound. Ulloa up right on top of the plate there. Aggressive stance. Fastball fouled back. Strike 2. So Mike Bill getting his fastball down in the strike zone now and getting some nice movement on it. Let's see what pitches he uses here ahead of this hitter 0-2. Left fielder still shaded over towards center, exposing the entire left field line. Runner not going on strike 3 looking. So, just like his counterpart Luis Chavez, Mike Bill finishes out a threat in the bottom of the first inning by striking out, in fact, the number 3 and 4 hitters. So at the end of 1 inning of play, we have a score of South Torrance 1 and the Leuzinger Olympians 0. Welcome back to the South Torrance Spartans and Leuzinger Olympians. We're moving now to the top of the second inning. South Torrance broke on top with a 1-0 lead at the end of the first inning. Their pitcher Mike Bill did a nice job of turning back a potential threat by striking out the number 3 and 4 hitters in Leuzinger's lineup. Now pitcher Luis Chavez pitches to the number 6 hitter Brian Adams. Adams takes the pitch for a ball. Adams is the center fielder. He's going to have a tough job today with this wind blowing. We have an extremely strong wind blowing to left field. Adams, a left-handed hitter. We'll see how this affects him. That pitch was in the dirt for ball 2. Two balls and no strikes. Chavez adjusting the dirt on the mound. Maybe that's affected his first 2 pitches. Left-hand hitting Brian Adams ahead of the count 2-0. Now waiting for this pitch. Little high and outside, ball 3. Ryan Adams with the count definitely his way at 3-0. Chavez pitched a very nice first inning. Breaking ball, just inside ball 4. A little delayed call there. It was a breaking pitch 3-0, and it was awfully close. But Ryan Adams leads off the inning by getting on base, and so the Spartans are going to threaten again. The number 7 hitter is the left fielder, Mark Zinniger. And Mark Zinniger, the brother of big hitting Mike Zinniger. He's also a left-handed hitter. He's the left fielder today, and he'll probably have one of the more challenging jobs on the field with this wind blowing. Not a gust, but a strong wind blowing to left field. Okay, Adams takes a nice lead off of first. Throw to first base, just back. Luis Chavez with battery mate Francisco Ulloa working for Leuzinger. First pitch, way high and outside, ball 1. Luis Chavez again digging at the dirt around the mound, adjusting his footing. That pitch certainly got away. It was supposed to be a breaking pitch, but it just slipped, or he slipped. Adams with a good lead at first. Fastball strike, nice swing. 1 ball and 1 strike. Zinniger was not cheated on that. He had a nice cut at it. Leuzinger bringing their left fielder in a little bit and now shading him a little bit more over towards center. Center fielder playing straight away. Throw to first base, not close. Leuzinger's outfield playing pretty much straight away. One ball and 1 strike, nobody out. Strike 1, the runner faked going. I think he slipped. I think his intent was to go, but he kind of got bad footing and slipped, but made it back to first. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Mark Zinniger. There's nobody out. Chavez taking his time and reading his catcher. Pitch outside, nicely saved by the catcher, Francisco Ulloa. Ball 2, so the count evens up now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Adams looks like he's threatening going, but that time he didn't make a motion. Okay, there's nobody out. A runner on first, 2 balls, 2 strikes to left fielder Mark Zinniger. There goes the runner. The pitch swung on and missed. The throw to second is in time. He's out. Nice throw by Ulloa. That ball, again, playing. He has an additional challenge today, not just the base runner, but getting that ball to cut through that wind, and it was right on the tag, and the base umpire right on the play making a nice call. So that went 2-6. So 1 out. Well, actually, that was 2 outs because that was a swinging strike 3. He looked like he was trying to protect his runner, but with 2 strikes, it was unfortunately a strikeout. So a potential threat hampered here. There's now 2 outs and nobody on base. Here's the number 8 hitter, the first baseman, Akira Wada, and he swings and foul tips the first pitch. 2 outs now, nobody on base. Luis Chavez pitching for Leuzinger. Strike 1 pitch, breaking ball just inside. Ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike now. On deck catcher Adam Moore. Pitch on the outside corner for strike 2. Nice movement on that fastball. It caught the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Chavez has the count his way. Working more quickly now. Breaking pitch swung on and missed. We're going to have the play at first base, and he is out. 2-3 on the play. So Luis Chavez with 2 strikeouts again in this inning, and through 2 innings, he now has 4 strikeouts, turns back what could have been mounting a threat, and at the end of an inning and a half, it is South Torrance 1 and the Leuzinger Olympians nothing. Welcome back to the Leuzinger Olympians, now hitting in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Number 5 hitter Edgardo Lopez, the 3rd baseman, swings and misses at the first pitch. South Torrance has 1, Leuzinger nothing. Fine bit of pitching by Leuzinger's pitcher Luis Chavez to strike out the last 2 hitters in each of the first 2 innings to turn back potential threats by South Torrance. Edgardo Lopez at this plate, digging in. Breaking pitch in the dirt for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. We're in the bottom of the 2nd inning. We still have a wind blowing out to left field. It may not be quite as strong as it was at the beginning of the game, but it's still substantially blowing. This pitch is in the dirt and outside, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike now. Mike Bill again behind a hitter. Threw a lot of pitches in the first inning, but he did settle down, and he too struck out the last 2 hitters of his frame in the first inning. Edgardo Lopez with a 3-1 count. Fastball right field. That's going to drop for a hit. It takes a terrible hop over the right fielder all the way to the fence, but Lopez will hold with a long single on a nice throw into second base. That was right fielder Mike Leuzinger, the star player, taking that one from the fence and putting it on 1 hop to second base, and Edgardo Lopez wisely holding with a single. That's the first hit of the game for Leuzinger, and this brings up the number 6 hitter, left fielder Adam Cohen. Lopez taking his lead. Squaring to bunt, and it's fouled at the plate and dead ball. So Coach Frank Ravello putting on the sacrifice. Cohen got a low pitch, but it hit the plate and kicked back instead of going forward and fair. So we have a 1-strike count to Adam Cohen. Edgardo Lopez, the runner at first base. Mike Bill is the pitcher for South Torrance. Bill taking his time. Runner not going, squares to bunt, takes high. Ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. South Torrance's left fielder, as we in the first inning, way off the left field line, giving up most of left field. 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner not going. Breaking pitch swung on and missed. Throw at first is close, but the runner is back. Lopez sliding just under the tag. So pitcher Mike Bill now ahead of the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Adam Cohen. Edgardo Lopez running at first base, collecting the first hit of the day for the Leuzinger Olympians. Pitcher at the stick. Fastball on the outside corner, strike 3, a nice pitch. As in the first inning where he started a little shaky, but then he settles down and finds that outside corner with some nice movement on that fastball. So with 1 out now, here's the first baseman, Chris Barajas. Barajas right up on the plate, right up on that left foot, is almost on the white line of the batter's box. There goes the runner. The pitch swung on and missed. He's safe. Nice slide. So a stolen base for Edgardo Lopez, getting a nice jump and a nice slide under the tag. Okay, so we have 1 out. Lopez is now at second base. Chris Barajas swung and missed, protected his runner very effectively by swinging at that pitch. Now they have a man in scoring position. Breaking pitch low, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Junior Mike Bill throwing to his catcher Adam Moore for the South Torrance Spartans. Bill with a 3-win and no-loss record in league. trying to run it to 4-0 and keep it perfect. Breaking pitch, pulled to third. Check his runner back to second. Nice throw, and the first baseman will have to make the tag on that, and that is an out. Runner holding at second base. So 5-3. Nice play by third baseman David Wells to look the runner back and hold him, and then had enough on it to make a nice throw to first base. And it was a nice play by the first baseman Akira Wada to stick with it and make the tag. We now have 2 outs, and number 8 hitter is the right fielder, Lefner Gutierrez. Lefner just trying to get a base hit here and even the game up. It's 1-0 South Torrance. We're in the bottom of the second. Bunting, but fouls it off. That probably would have worked, as both the first baseman and third baseman are playing even with their bags and weren't expecting that at all. But it just goes as a strike since it was fouled off, so we have no balls and 1 strike. Lefner Gutierrez at the plate. Nelson Reyes on deck waiting his turn. Breaking pitch, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes, and Gutierrez really in a hole now. 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the second inning. South Torrance 1, Leuzinger 0. That's Edgardo Lopez on second base. Opened with a single, then stole second. Strike 2 pitch, just low, ball 1. Gutierrez very much aware of having to protect the plate, started to offer, but when he realized that it was outside, has good bat control and was able to check his swing. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. 2 outs, bottom of the second inning. Here's a play at second base, almost caught Lopez leaning, but he was able to get back. That was the play where the shortstop sneaks in behind, and that's where your third base coach really comes into play, having to keep you alert. 1 ball, 2 strike. Jammed him on the wrist, but he's protecting that plate with 2 strikes and 2 outs, and he fists it off to the right side. Lefner Gutierrez, the right fielder, at the plate. We're in the bottom of the second inning. 2 outs. Check swing just high, ball 2, and he was able to check his swing. So the count runs even now to 2 balls and 2 strikes, and there's 2 outs with Edgardo Lopez running at second base. He represents the tying run here in the bottom of the second inning. South Torrance's pitcher is Mike Bill. 2-2 pitch just outside, ball 3, so he runs the count full now to 3 balls and 2 strikes. More big gusts of wind now starting to come up and blow very strong. In fact, that's going to prompt a timeout. We're protected up here in the booth, but I can certainly feel that blowing at my back right now. Full count pitch. Strike 3. Nice fastball on the outside corner again, which happens to be Mike Bill's most effective spot. So again, Mike Bill collects 2 strikeouts for his 4th strikeout of the day. And through 2 innings, we have what is shaping up to be right now a pitcher's duel with the South Torrance Spartans 1 and the Leuzinger Olympians 0. Welcome back to a windy Leuzinger High School, where Adam Moore, the catcher for South Torrance, is leading off the top of the 3rd inning, has worked his way to a 1 ball and 1 strike count from pitcher Luis Chavez. This pitch is very high for ball 2, 2 balls and 1 strike. Even though we've had strong wind, it has not yet played as a factor in this game. What was a steady strong wind now seems to be either getting light or going into big gusts, which we're experiencing. The 1-2 pitch, tried to check his swing, and the ump's going to call it a strike. Strike 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Adam Moore's hitting 9th in the lineup today. He is the catcher. Leuzinger's pitcher is Luis Chavez, doing a fine job so far. He has 4 strikeouts through the first 2 innings. Moore just trying to get on base and set it up for the top of the lineup. The count now full at 3 balls and 2 strikes as that pitch is bounced in the dirt. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. The score is 1-0 South Torrance Spartans. But the Leuzinger Olympians are hanging tough here. Each team has only had 1 hit. Both pitchers throwing a number of pitches but are quite effective. Pitch is high and inside, ball 4. So for the 3rd inning in a row, South Torrance gets their leadoff man on base. Now here's leadoff hitter Adam Leuzinger, the second baseman. He led off the 1st inning with the only hit of the day so far for South Torrance. It was a nice double in the gap in left center field. Leuzinger now is moving their center fielder a little bit over towards left, just shading that way. Left fielder is straight away, both at medium depth. Right fielder playing straight away. Adam Moore at first, taking a good lead. Squares to bunt, and he gets the bunt down in fair ground. Okay, the sacrifice works. Adam Moore goes to second base. Leuzinger looks like he might have hit his ankle with the bat or something. He came out of the box and stopped, but the play will go 2-3. That will be a sacrifice for Adam Leuzinger. Adam Moore going down to second base on the play. So Leuzinger does his job. 1 out, and now we have the shortstop, Chris Martinez. Martinez bunted into a forced play in the 1st inning, so he's 0 for 1. One out, shortstop Chris Martinez up, runner on second base. Pitcher Luis Chavez looking for his sign. First pitch taken for a strike, nice pitch. No balls and 1 strike. Short lead at second, the shortstop coming in behind him. Strike 1 pitch, breaking pitch. He connects and gets it up in the air towards center field, and that's up in that wind and drifting back, and it's going to bounce over the fence for a ground rule double. And there's an example of what happens if you can get the ball up in the wind today. That went up to medium center field, but just kept going back. You could tell by the center fielder as he hightailed after it. He never had a shot at it. So a nice hit by Chris Martinez. That will go as a double. The run scores, and we now have a 2-0 lead. And here's big hitting Mike Zinniger, the right fielder, hitting 3rd in the order today. So South Torrance with 2 hits today, and both have paid off, and both are doubles by the numbers 1 and 2 hitters in the lineup. Zinniger hit into a fielder's choice in the 1st inning. First pitch is just inside, ball 1. Okay, the shortstop and pitcher getting their signals set. Watching Chris Martinez, the runner at second base. We have 1 out. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. 2-0 South Torrance. Off-speed breaking pitch just misses. Ball 2. Big hitting Mike Zinniger at the plate, showing quite a bit of restraint there, not to offer at that. But he's rewarded. He now has the count his way. 2 balls and no strikes with a strong wind blowing to left field. 2-0 pitch taken for strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Zinniger sports a .350 batting average overall, and he has 6 home runs and a whopping 29 RBIs this season. The Spartans are 13-8 overall, 6-2 in league, and they're just 1 game out of first place. So a victory today would certainly keep pace. Luis Chavez is the pitcher for Leuzinger. His battery mate, Francisco Ulloa. 2-1 pitch, breaking pitch again, just misses inside, ball 3, 3 balls and 1 strike. He He's thrown all breaking pitches to Leuzinger. It's now a 3-1 count. Outfield straight away and very deep. There's a fastball, but it misses high and inside, ball 4. And Leuzinger content to take his walk. Puts runners at first and second base now with 1 out. We have 1 run in. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. And Luis Chavez now with a little bit of a threat here in the 3rd inning. Taking his time. We have the cleanup hitter, which is the designated hitter, Aaron Jones, now at the plate. Jones struck out swinging in the 1st inning. Runners at first and second trying to do some damage here. Starts him off with a slow breaking pitch and gets this one over for a strike. Strike 1, no balls, 1 strike. Outfield playing Jones the same as they played Leuzinger. Left fielder very deep. Center fielder in a little bit shallow, but shallower than that, but straight away. Right fielder is shaded over towards center, playing about behind the second baseman. Chavez delivers. Another slow breaking pitch. This misses high. 1 ball and 1 strike now. Coach Chad Namick shouting out the signals down there at 3rd base for South Torrance. The South Torrance Spartans, as they're known. Chavez taking his time, reading Yoloa. There's a play at second base. Throw into the runner, but smothered nicely by the shortstop, Rudy Membreno. Membreno, however, was backed up very precisely by Andrew Gambino. Had that gone by him, Gambino would have picked it up for sure. Nice heads up by the second baseman there. So still runners at first and second. We have a 1 ball and 1 strike count to the cleanup hitter, Aaron Jones. South Torrance hitting here in the top of the 3rd inning. There's a fastball pulled down 3rd base, and it's a fair ball. Gets down the line, takes a carom off the fence, and here comes the left fielder chasing it. And before he can pick it up and get it in, we have another run. Chris Martinez checking in across the plate. Mike Leuzinger holds at 3rd base on the play with only 1 out, and that'll go as a double for Aaron Jones. That ball had eyes. It took a big hop and went right over the 3rd base bag. The 3rd baseman, Edgardo Lopez, made a nice dive for it, and it just went off the tip of his glove, but that caused it to hit the fencing. That's the foul territory, and it took a funny bounce back off into play again away from left fielder Adam Cohen. But Cohen, a nice job of running that down and hustling, and that saved another run from scoring. So we now have 1 out, runners on 2nd and 3rd, and here's 3rd baseman David Wells. Wells struck out to end the 1st inning. Curveball starts him off with, but that misses for a ball. Ball 1, 1-0. Jones will get an RBI on that. That will go as a double. Fastball grounded to 3rd. The runner's coming to the plate, throw in the dirt, and gets by the catcher. 1 run in. The batter holds at 1st. And the catcher now calling for timeout, and they'll walk it back to the mound. So we'll call that a fielder's choice. Now puts runners on 1st and 3rd, and now South Torrance suddenly is pushed across 3 runs here in the top of the 3rd inning and takes a 4-0 lead. There's still only 1 out. We have runners at 1st and 3rd, and here's center fielder Brian Adams. Adams led off last inning, the 2nd inning, with a walk, and he's up where he can start breaking this game open a little bit and really do some damage here. Adams, a left-handed hitter. No play on, runners hold, pitch high for ball 1, 1-0. Leuzinger is in double play depth. The shortstop and second baseman just back on the edge of the outfield grass, so they're going to look to shoot 2 here. 3rd baseman even with the bag at 3rd, and of course they're holding the runner at 1st. Another strong gust of wind comes in. 1 ball, no strike. There, runner fakes going, and there's strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Brian Adams. baseman Lopez playing off the line a little bit with the left-handed hitter up here. Outfielders are playing straight away and just medium depth. Pitcher Luis Chavez fakes the throw to third, throws to first base, but not nearly in time as Wells didn't take the bait. Adams eager to make something happen. Throw to first base, not in time. Runner holding at third. Chavez worried about David Wells over there at first. Trying to keep him close, hoping to set up an inning-ending double play and get back into the dugout where they can start trying to mount a comeback. Pitch just low, that's a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. We have 1 out with men on first and third. 4-0 South Torrance. Coach Namick giving signals. Brian Adams with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Works the hitter with the runner going, and he chops the ball towards shortstop on a hit-and-run play. Nice play to first, but not quite in time. The shortstop broke towards second to cover with that, with the runner going, and an excellent piece of hitting by Brian Adams as he just took a half swing and pushed that ball into the hole where the shortstop had been. Shortstop Membrino did a great job of stopping, changing directions, getting it, and making a fairly close play at first, but it wasn't quite in time. So anyway, nice execution all the way around actually on that play. Nicely coached, nicely executed by both sides. However, it results in another run for South Torrance. They now have 4 runs in this inning. There's only 1 out still. Here's left fielder Mark Leuzinger, struck out in the 2nd inning. Takes the first pitch high and it gets away from the catcher. The runners are going to advance. And now he throws the ball into left field, and the left fielder has to get away from him. So Wells is going to score, but Adams will hold on at second. We'll go with a wild pitch there, and that'll be a throwing error on the catcher, unfortunately, into left field. And Wells had already reached third base, and the throw just drifted. That wind may have had something to do with it. So anyway, another run. That's the 5th run now over in the inning for South Torrance. Brian Adams is content to stay at second base. We have Mark Leuzinger at the plate. And now pitcher Luis Chavez is going to bear down and work the hitter now. Nice hit down the line, and that's a fair ball and into the right field corner. The 1 run is going to score. The batter is going to go into second base, and I think we're going to have a ground rule double here. This is out of my vision, but we're going to have a ground rule double as that ball went into some of the maintenance people's screens. So we're going to give Mark Leuzinger a double. A nice line drive right over the first baseman. So nicely hit as he turned on that. And the runs are going to score. Coach Frank Ravello now out talking to his pitcher Luis Chavez, who had such a strong first 2 innings and has had a little bit of bad luck maybe here in this inning, also a little wind-aided, but nonetheless needs to bear down now. There is 1 out. We're going to have, watch the umpire here. Okay, we have 1 out. We're going to have a runner on second base. That runner is Mark Leuzinger. Our hitter is the 9th hitter of the inning, Akira Wada, the first baseman. Leuzinger faking going. He had a huge jump, but Chavez wisely decides to go to the plate. He would have hesitated, may have threatened balking had he tried to make a move to second. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. South Torrance has pushed 6 runs across here in the top of the 3rd inning to add to the 1 that they got in the 1st. So that gives them a 7-0 lead now with 1 out in the top of the 3rd inning. We have Mark Leuzinger running at second. Akira Wada hitting. The pitch is taken a strike. Strike 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Three doubles in the inning for South Torrance. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch, fastball, just misses inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Wada checking his coach, Chad Namick. Flashing signals out there. There's still only 1 out. Now the base umpire helping out Chavez there a little bit with the mound. He might be having a little bit of problems with his stance there and his motion on the mound today. But nonetheless, must bear down and work this hitter here. 2 ball and 1 strike to Akira Wada. Struck out in the 2nd inning. Pitches on the outside corner, strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It had a little movement on it, that pitch. One of the nicer pitches he's thrown this inning. So now Chavez with a 2 ball, 2 strike count. Wada, the 9th hitter of the inning. South Torrance has pushed across 6 runs and is threatening for more with Mark Leuzinger running at 2nd base. Breaking pitch, grounded, just foul over 3rd base and out of play. So the count will remain at 2 balls and 2 strikes, and that would have added to the run total had that just been another foot to the right. South Torrance with 4 hits in the inning, 3 of them doubles. They have 6 runs across. Pitch is outside, ball 3. The count goes full now to 3-2. And again, another gust of wind starts to burst. Mark Leuzinger running at 2nd base. Hitter calls timeout and backs out of the box. Full count, 1 out. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. Leuzinger trying to get out of it. Pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3. So he tantalized him with that slow outside pitch, and Akira Wada offered for it. We have now 2 outs, and here's our 10th hitter of the inning, Adam Moore, who started things off with a walk and later came around to score. There's 2 outs. We have a runner on 2nd base. South Torrance hitting with a 7-0 lead. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. Moore takes just inside ball 1. Adam Moore right on top of that plate with his stance. That pitch almost hit him, but he's right on top of the plate. Close stance.
Bye, Claudia.
Pitch outside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Adam Moore, the catcher. This was a pitcher's duel up to now, but pitcher Mike Bill for South Torrance has now been staked to a large lead. Moore waiting, ahead of the count, 2-0. Pitch just misses, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Leuzinger pitcher Luis Chavez is pitching to his 10th hitter of the inning. He's thrown quite a few pitches. I wonder if he's starting to tire a little bit. We have a 3-0 count. This is the number 9 hitter, Adam Moore. Strike 1. Outfield playing straight away on Moore. Left fielder has to play a little deeper than normal today with that wind. Here's a fastball fisted to short. He's going to have to hurry, and that ball takes a bad hop. The runner is going to score from 2nd base on that, and the hitter remains at 1st. So Although a bad hop, that'll probably be scored as an error on the shortstop. Adam Moore reaching first base. That scores Mark Zinniger. That's the 7th run of the inning for South Torrance. They now lead 8-0. We're in the top of the 3rd. Adam Moore at first base. And we're back to the top of the lineup again. This is Adam Wolfinger, the second baseman. Wolfinger made the first out of the inning, but he gave himself up on a sacrifice that set up a run on a very nice bunt. Adam Wolfinger led off the game with a double and scored the game's first run in the top of the 1st inning. So he's 1 for 1 today. 8-0 lead, South Torrance, top of the 3rd. Pitch swung on right up the middle, hits the bag and goes into shallow right center field. So that's going to enable Adam Moore to go to 3rd, and our hitter, the speedy Adam Wolfinger, gets into 2nd. Throw backed up nicely by the 3rd baseman. So we'll give Adam Wolfinger a scratch double on that one. It was a base-aided double, but I think it was going to go through anyway. However, hitting the bag enabled the speedy Adam Wolfinger to just keep going and get into 2nd base. So there's still 2 outs now. There's runners on 2nd and 3rd. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. And here's shortstop Chris Martinez. Martinez is hitting 2nd in the batting order today. He's a left-handed hitter. And now Leuzinger is going to move their right fielder over a little bit, maybe about 8 steps or so. Center fielder stays straight away. Breaking pitch high and outside, ball 1. Martinez doubled earlier in this inning, doubled home a run, and he scored a run. He's 1 for 2 today. Chavez working from a windup. Pitch just misses, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes now to Chris Martinez. Big inning for South Torrance here. They've scored 7 runs. They're threatening an 8th with a runner on 3rd and their number 2 hitter at the plate. 2-0 pitch, high and away, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Chavez a big sigh, trying to relax. Still kicking at the mound. Working from a windup with 2 outs and a runner on 3rd. Now we have timeout as another gust of wind comes up. Martinez takes ball 4, and that's going to load the bases again. So here's the number 3 hitter, big hitting Mike Zinniger, and with 2 outs, they've got no place to put him. The bases are loaded. Zinniger hit into a force play in the 1st inning. He walked earlier this inning and has come around to score a run. And we'll be right back. We're going to take a quick timeout. Okay, well, while we were away, Mike Zinniger hit the first pitch into right center field, and it went all the way to the wall, clearing the bases. It was a 3-run double for Mike Zinniger, jumping on the first pitch, and he's put this game out of reach with 1 swing of the bat. Zinniger down at 2nd base picks up 3 quick RBIs. Chavez now pitching to cleanup hitter Aaron Jones, who takes high for a ball. Jones has been in on the act already. He had a double earlier this inning. 6 doubles in the game for South Torrance. 5 doubles in this 1 inning. This is the 3rd inning. This is a 10-run inning for South Torrance. We're in the 3rd. Fastball, he connects and gets it up in the wind to left field. This could have a chance, and that's a home run. So Aaron Jones, not to be outdone by his buddy Mike Zinniger, hits a home run over the left field fence. That had plenty of distance anyway, and the wind certainly didn't hurt at all, getting it up in that wind today, and we've been waiting for that to happen. Chavez seems to really not, he's lost the movement off of his pitch now. He had that nice movement in the first 2 innings, striking out 4 through the first 2 innings, but now I think he's thrown a lot of pitches and he's starting to tire. 12-run inning for South Torrance. There's still 2 outs. The score is 13-0 South Torrance. Here's 3rd baseman David Wells. Wells aboard on a force play earlier in this inning and has scored a run. He represents the 15th hitter that the Spartans have brought to the plate in the inning, all against Luis Chavez. Chavez starts him off with a pitch in the dirt, ball one. 1-0 pitch, strike one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nice pitch. There's 2 outs. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. South Torrance, what was a close game through the first 2 innings, has just been blown open. Nice pitch, strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wells, wanting to get in on the act, took a big swing at that one. Okay, Luis Chavez ahead of the count here, trying to punch this hitter out and get back in the dugout and get this inning behind him. Breaking pitch outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Breaking pitch not even close, so the count has now gone full to 3 balls and 2 strikes. This is 3rd baseman David Wells, hitting 5th in the lineup today for the South Torrance Spartans. Spartans now with everything their way, 13-0 here in the top of the 3rd inning. Chavez delivers 3-2 and gets him to swing and miss for strike 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning, however, a grave amount of damage here as the South Torrance Spartans push across 12 runs to take a 13-0 lead. They hit 5 doubles and a home run in that inning. So at the end of 2.5 innings, it's 13-0 South Torrance Spartans. Okay, in the bottom of the 3rd inning, Nelson Reyes will lead off for the Leuzinger Olympians. This will be Nelson Reyes' first at-bat of the game, and most of the lineup for the South Torrance Spartans have each hit 3 times already in the game. And those of you just joining us, that probably gives you an indication the score is 13-0 in favor of South Torrance. They scored 12 runs of those 13 in the top of the 3rd inning. First pitch is in the dirt and wild. Ball 1, 1-0 to Nelson Reyes. Left-hand hitter leading off the bottom of the 3rd inning. Nice fastball. And pitcher Mike Bill with a huge lead now looks really relaxed out there. He's really got some pop on that pitch. That's the best pitch he's thrown today. Fastball behind on it. Fly ball left field, but up in that wind, it's just going to drift to the left fielder. And Mark Zinniger puts that one away for the first out. Leuzinger has 1 hit today. Here's leadoff hitter Andrew Gambino, who opened with a walk in the first inning. So Gambino just trying to get on base and see if they can get something started and chip back into that deficit. Fastball, strike 1. Nice pitch. Mike Bill for South Torrance comes in with a 3-0 league record, trying to run that to 4-0. And he gets Andrew Gambino to swing for a low pitch and runs the count to 0-2. So Mike Bill with a big lead, relaxed out there, throwing easy, but with a lot of pop on that fastball. He tries a little sinker, and that hits the dirt out in front of the plate. So we have a 1 ball and 2 strike count, a good waste pitch. Left fielder still, as always, is shaded over towards center. Center fielder and right fielder playing pretty much straight away, medium depth. Fastball high, ball 2. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We have 1 out. We're hitting in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Second baseman Andrew Gambino fouls it off down the right field line through the coaching box, out of play. Gambino made a nice backup on a pickoff play last inning. A lot of hustle for a second baseman doing his job to back up a pickoff play at second base. 2-2 pitch. Took something off it and froze him. Strike 3, a nice pitch. So Mike Bill now with the big lead. It's amazing how you can start trying to use different pitches. He used fastballs, a failed sinking curve, and then took something off that, an off-speed pitch, and that was a pretty pitch. We now have 2 outs, and here's the shortstop, Rudy Membreno. He walked in the first inning. Membreno in his second appearance takes for ball 1. 1 ball and no strike. Mike Bill just cruising. There's a comebacker. Will he take him himself? No. Lob to the first baseman. That out goes 1-3, and there's the first 1-2-3 inning we've had today. Pitcher Mike Bill gets 5 strikeouts through 3 innings as he's held Leuzinger to only 1 hit. And at the end of 3 innings, we have the South Torrance Spartans 13, Leuzinger Olympians 0. As we move to the top of the 4th inning, Luis Chavez remains in the game as the pitcher. He's thrown a lot of pitches today, and it's been a real tough outing, but Coach Frank Ravello only has 1 substitute over there, so it's very difficult to know what to do. So unfortunately, Chavez is just going to have to be out there and hang with it. As we've discussed maybe on a previous telecast, unlike other sports in baseball, you're naked to the world. There's no clock to save you. You're out there for the duration. Of course, if this goes the way it's been going, there is a 10-run rule after 5 innings of play. And unless Leuzinger starts getting on the board here, that's what will happen. We're in the top of the 4th inning. It's a big 13-0 lead for South Torrance. The hitter is going to be a substitute here. Number 6, the hitter is Ryan Nakamoto, and he's in the game for the first time, replacing Brian Adams. Coach Chad Namick showing class, using his bench, getting everybody a little bit of experience. They're contending for the title. They have a league record of 4-2. That's the South Torrance Spartans. So he needs to keep everybody sharp. Pitch in the dirt for a ball. Ryan Nakamoto hitting for Brian Adams. We're here in the top of the 4th inning. First hitter. A little bit behind, but he got a piece of it, so there's still 2 strikes on this hitter. Little sun comes out now. We've had a cloudy day, but really not threatening rain. The big story's been this strong wind that's blowing directly out to left field. Seems to have tapered up a little bit now. There's a half swing, but he held up, and that's ball 3. Their count goes full to 3-2 to Ryan Nakamoto. Nakamoto having his first at bat of the game. That 3rd inning, the Spartans scored 12 runs on 7 hits. 5 of them were doubles, and 1 was a big home run to Aaron Jones. Fastball pops it in the air back at 3rd, but it's in that breeze and drifting out, and it's going to fall between all 3 fielders. Rounding first is Nakamoto, but he'll hold with a single. So a bit of a wind-aided single. I got to believe that 3rd baseman Lopez would have had a play on that in any other type of weather. So nobody out. Again, for the 4th time today, South Torrance gets their leadoff man on base. Now we're going to have left fielder Mark Zinniger hitting. He lined a nice double to get that big rally started, or to continue that big rally last inning. He has a big double today, RBI, scored a run. Mark Zinniger, not to be outdone by brother Mike Zinniger. Both Zinnigers have doubles today. It's Ryan Nakamoto running at first base. Luis Chavez is still our pitcher. Battery mate Francisco Ulloa. Pickoff move at first, not in time. Outfield playing straight away. A little bit deep here. Pitch just misses, ball 1. So Zinniger watches an outside pitch for a ball. I think he'd like one to pull again, try and get one back down in that corner like he did last inning. Big lead for Nakamoto there at first. Yeah, you've got to keep him close. Even though it's 13-0, if you get in the game like Nakamoto, you got to show the coach what you can do out there. And Nakamoto looks like speed out there. Not going. The pitch hit off the hands and popped up back a short. Membrano calls. I think they're going to call that he controlled that. Yeah. 1 out. Runner holds at first base. All right, here's first baseman Akira Ueda. Ueda 0 for 2 today, making his 3rd appearance here in the 4th inning. We're in the top of the 4th inning. It's 13-0 South Torrance Spartans leading the Leuzinger Olympians. There's 1 out, a runner on first base. Big lead again for the runner. Starts him off with a strike. Nice pitch. Chavez showing a lot of character, hanging in their pitching, still throwing strikes. The Spartans have been doing a good job of swinging the bat. They're not up there to take by any means. Pitch a little bit low, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Akira Ueda, first baseman. Ryan Nakamoto running down there at first base. Outfield straightaway, normal depth. Breaking pitch, fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Chavez ahead of the hitter here. Blowing on his hand with this breeze blowing out there. One ball and 2 strike, 1 out, top of the 4th inning. Big lead for the South Torrance Spartans. Breaking pitch high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Okay, Chavez just wants to throw a strike here. Fastball laced into left field, base hit. Takes a terrible hop over the left fielder, and that went over the fence. So we're going to have a ground rule double. The Spartans have been the beneficiaries of a couple of funny hops out on that outfield today. So this will put runners at 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. And our hitter is catcher Adam Moore. So there's another double. That's about the 7th double of the day for the Spartans. Yes, that's 7 doubles today for this team. Adam Moore, our catcher, now comes up with 1 out. Runners on 2nd and 3rd, trying to pad the lead here. He's been aboard twice and he's scored twice, hitting 9th in the lineup. Chavez, the first pitch in the dirt to the screen, but the runners aren't going to go anywhere with that big lead. There's not much distance to the backstop at this park anyway. It's a typical high school park where the screen is maybe 20 feet behind home plate. So it's really got to get away for a runner to try and score from 3rd, but with a 13-run lead, not much reason to do it. Fastball on the corner, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Coach Ravello encouraging Chavez to keep throwing that pitch. That was a very nice pitch. Catcher Adam Moore waiting. Even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Swung and a miss, strike 2. Chavez is working from a windup with runners on 2nd and 3rd. Outfield straight away. Left fielder's deep. Ground ball out towards short. Takes a nice hop. Nice throw. Runners hold at 2nd and 3rd. So, nice play by the shortstop Rudy Membrano, showing a nice arm there from short. And the runners had to hold at 2nd and 3rd. So there's still 2 runners on. There's 2 outs now. And we're going to have another hitter. Here's number 22. And I do not have number 22 on my roster here. Yes, I do. This is Matt Landers. He's 6'4" tall. Big target up there, left-handed hitter. Matt Landers hitting for Adam Leuzinger. Takes for a strike. Leuzinger had a big day with 2 doubles and scored 2 runs. Now gives way to Matt Landers, who will finish up for him. Fastball just high, ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. And to be high with that 6'4" frame, you've got to throw it high. Ulloa had to jump up out of the crouch to catch that. Matt Landers offering a big target up there. 1-1 pitch. Strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Luis Chavez now 1 pitch away from making it another scoreless inning, trying to get back to the bench here. He's really settled down. He's pitched a nice inning here. Breaking pitch hits the outside corner, taken for strike 3. And Chavez pitches himself out of a jam in the 4th inning, so he restores a little bit of order. But as we move to the bottom of the 4th inning, the score is still the South Torrance Spartans 13, Leuzinger Olympians nothing. As we move to the bottom of the 4th inning, pitcher Mike Bill for South Torrance is now just cruising. He's retired the last 6 hitters in a row as leadoff hitter Juan Mendez fouls one off to the right side. Bill has 5 strikeouts today, has only allowed 1 hit through 3 innings of work. Juan Mendez, the designated hitter today, struck out his first time up. This is his 2nd appearance today. Hits that one out towards short. Tricky hop for the shortstop. The throw is just in time. 6-3 that play. Nice play by the shortstop there to stick with it. That's Chris Martinez out there. And a nice scoop by first baseman Akira Wada. Wada's made a couple of nice scoops over there at first base today. We have 1 out now. Catcher Francisco Ulloa is our hitter. 0 for 1 today. Bill has now retired 7 hitters in a row. Opens with that fastball again, but it just misses the outside corner. Bill's been very effective since the first couple hitters of the game. He was feeling his way around the mound, but since that time, he's really settled down. And now that he's got this huge lead, he's just cruising. Attempted bunt for a single goes foul outside the third base coaching box. We have 1 ball and 1 strike now. 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. That big 3rd inning for the Spartans just took the air out of Leuzinger completely. After this last inning here, Coach Ravello had a meeting with his men, trying to get them a little charged up here. Let's see if they can come out and make a little noise here. Pitch way high. 2 ball, 1 strike. Ulloa ahead of the count. Waves at a breaking pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nice breaking pitch by Mike Bill. Count even, 2-2. Big gust of wind comes up as he delivers. Ball pulled to left field. It's in that wind and it's going to fall for a base hit and go up over the fence, as we've seen happen several times today. So that'll go as a double for Francisco Ulloa. That's the 2nd hit of the game today for Leuzinger. And I was noticing, as always, the left fielder, Mark Zinniger, has been playing way off the line. He's setting up in left field, I would say behind the shortstop, flush with the shortstop. And that ball got him. That ball was hit to normal left field. Of course, it was wind-aided somewhat, but he just couldn't get to it. Of course, with a 13-0 lead, you can play a little loose out there. Ulloa at 2nd base. There's 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. A big 13-0 lead for the Spartans. Here's Edgardo Lopez, who got a single in his first at bat today. 1 for 1. Nice looking stance up there for Lopez. Bill starts him off with a breaking pitch in the dirt. Ball 1, 1-0. They're giving Lopez that 3rd base line. 3rd baseman way off the line at 3rd. Left fielder still playing up, setting up behind the shortstop out in left center field. Strike on that outside corner again that Bill likes, working that corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Big 13-0 lead for the South Torrance Spartans. But Edgardo Lopez with a runner at second trying to pick him up and spoil this shutout. Fastball, and he connected on that. That's into dead center field, and that's trouble. We have a home run, I think. Yeah, that's a home run. He got that thing up in the air, and Lopez put that over dead center field, the deepest part of the ballpark. Nice hit, and that gets Leuzinger up on the board now with a couple of runs. Last time we saw Lopez play on television, he had a nice game, and he's got a nice stance up there. He looks like power when he swings. That was a nice, easy swing on a fastball. He got all of it, and I believe even without the wind today, that would have cleared that fence. Deepest part of the park in center field. So it's 13-2 now. Leuzinger trying to make a little noise here. We still have 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning. That spoiled Mike Bill's bid for a shutout, but he's still ahead, and here's left fielder Adam Cohen. Swung and a miss. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mike Bill had his shutout ruined there, touched up by the big shot by Edgardo Lopez. Now pitching to left fielder Adam Cohen here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch. Fastball fouled off. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch high, ball 2. 2 ball, 2 strikes. By way of review, there is a 10-run rule in high school baseball, but it's after 5 innings. If one team is ahead by 10 runs at the end of 5 innings, the game is called. There's a swinging strike 3, so there's 2 outs now. And here comes first baseman Chris Barajas for his second at bat today. Grounded out to third his first time up. Hitting now with nobody on base, 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2 runs over for Leuzinger in this inning, so let's see if Barajas can keep it going. Give Lefner Gutierrez a chance. Strike 1. Bill working that outside corner again. That's been his money pitch all day. Nice velocity on that fastball. Strike 2. 0-2. So immediately Barajas in a hole. 0-2 pitch. Breaking pitch in the dirt, waved at and missed. The catcher's going to have to make the play at first. And that's the 3rd out of the inning. But at the end of 4 innings, Leuzinger makes a little noise. We got 2 runs on a double and the big home run by Edgardo Lopez. And through 4 innings, although it's 13-2 in favor of South Torrance, Leuzinger starting to make a little noise of their own. Welcome back to our Channel 22 sports presentation here from Leuzinger High School on a windy day. Cloudy and overcast, but not much threat of rain at this time. We're in the top of the 5th inning, a big 13-2 lead for the South Torrance Spartans. Luis Chavez is still out on the mound pitching for Leuzinger. He's gone the distance today. He starts off shortstop Chris Martinez with a pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Martinez has scored 2 runs today. He's walked and doubled. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Leuzinger will have to pull this lead, their deficit, I should say, to within 10 runs at the bottom of this inning, or this game will be called. That pitch is in the dirt, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes, but it's tough to blame Chavez. He's been out there all day throwing a lot of pitches today, and there's just no one to bring in to save him. And so he's out there. I admire him for it. He's hanging tough. Nice pitch. This is shortstop Chris Martinez. And pitch is ball 4. So in each of the five innings today, South Torrance has started off getting their leadoff hitter on base. Now Big Mike Leuzinger is going to give way and get a little rest. Here's Clayton Price. Clayton Price. Priest, I believe it's pronounced. So Priest hitting for Mike Leuzinger, starts off with the ball. Mike Leuzinger had a big double, a walk, and scored 2 runs today. Clayton Priest staying sharp, getting a little playing time here. Priest, right. 1 ball and 1 strike to Clayton Priest. Martinez at first, no threat to go with this lead. Pitch just misses low. Not a bad pitch, but it just barely missed, and Chavez wanted that one. It's been a tough day. 2 balls and 1 strike now to Priest. Breaking pitch, nice, strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Priest just getting a piece of that. Infield double play depth, would love to get a double play. Try and throw up another goose egg, but it might be too little too late. Okay, back off as we get a gust of wind. Chavez backs off the mound and waits. We've had a wind blowing out to left field all day long. It's aided a couple of balls already. Throw to first, not nearly in time. Outfield straight away, and the left fielder's fairly deep. With that wind blowing, you have to play deep today. Low, ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. I don't know that there's anyone available or warmed up to be able to come in to relieve Chavez, so I think he's going to have to stand out there and finish this himself. 3-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. That was a nice pitch. So even though we're in the 5th inning, he's thrown about 9 innings worth of pitches. Luis Chavez doing an admirable job of keeping something on that ball for strike 3. That's his 8th strikeout, by the way, in this game. However, all you can do is look at the scoreboard. Designated hitter Aaron Jones now going to come up and hit. He has the big home run that totally put this thing out of reach back in the 3rd inning. Pitch gets away from the catcher, and that'll move the runner down to second base. Jones has a double and a home run today. He's been the big gun. There's 1 out. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Runner on second base. That pitch hangs high and inside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes now. Cleanup hitter Aaron Jones. It's a dangerous place to pitch him, a high hanging ball. Last time that ball ended up over the left field fence for a big 3-run home run. 1 out, Chavez checking his runner. Ground ball second base. Kicked into center field. This runner is going to score, and Aaron Jones will hold on at first base. So there will be an error on the second baseman on that play. No RBI, but nonetheless another run, and it's now 14-2 in favor of the South Torrance Spartans here in the top of the 5th inning. Okay, this hitter's Eric Ogawa. And he'll be hitting in the place of David Wells. Eric Ogawa. Coach Chad Namick giving everyone a chance to play for South Torrance today. Throw over to first base just to keep him close. This is Eric Ogawa hitting in place of David Wells, who had scored a run today. Okay, first pitch to Ogawa, strike one. No balls, one strike. They're not holding Jones at first base with this lead. Well, maybe they're going to now, but with this lead, I highly doubt he's going to go anywhere. Ogawa's behind on a fastball. No balls and two strikes now. So Luis Chavez jumps ahead of this count 0-2. Let's see if he can bear down now. Going to try and punch him out. Ogawa in his first at bat of the game. We're here in the top of the fifth inning. The Spartans have added one more to total 14 runs on the day. That big third inning is what did it for him. 12 runs in the third inning. 0-2 pitch. He's got it, and it's into left field. It's going to go through to the fence, and that's under the fence, in fact. So that costs Eric Ogawa an RBI, but nonetheless, it's a ground rule double. Aaron Jones stops at third base. And so we now have runners on second and third with one out. And our hitter is going to be Ryan Nakamoto, who entered the game last inning in the fourth inning and promptly singled. So he's 1 for 1, getting his second at bat today. Chavez will work from a windup. Big gusts of wind coming up again. Strike one to start him off. So again, Chavez jumps out ahead of the hitter. Let's see if he can get it by him now. Ryan Nakamoto in his second at bat today, left-hand hitter. Open, slightly open stance. There's one out. Breaking pitch, looped over short. That's trouble, and that's in. One run. The runner on second didn't get a good jump. He just waited to make sure it would drop, so he'll hold it third. And Nakamoto, coming off the bench today, has 2 hits. That's an RBI. We now have runners on first and third. There's 2 runs in this inning, running the score to 15-2 in favor of the Spartans. And here is going to be another pinch hitter, a new entry in the, well, no, this is Mark Zinniger, I'm sorry. This is left fielder Mark Zinniger. Zinniger's gone all the way today. He has a double back in that big third inning. He's 1 for 3 and has scored a run. Runners at the corner, men on first and third with one out. Leuzinger back at double play depth. Would love to get a double play and get back in the dugout. Chavez has gone the distance. Runners not moving. First pitch, strike one. With that big lead, the Spartans have been up there swinging the bats today, and it seems to be paying off. They're making good contact. Strike two. No balls and 2 strikes to Mark Zinniger. South Torrance has a total of 12 hits today. We're in the 5th inning. Mark Zinniger at the plate, waiting patiently. Chops it out towards short. He's got to wait for the hop. They get the force play at second. Another run scoring. No chance at first on that, but he made the only play. Membrano made the only play he could make. Had to wait for that big hop to come down. So they erase Nakamoto at second. However, Eric Ogawa brings across the 3rd run of the inning. So very quietly, the Spartans have pushed 3 more across here in the top of the 5th inning. It's now 16-2 in favor of South Torrance. There's 2 outs now with a runner on first. And here's Akira Wada, our first baseman. Had a nice double his last at bat. Starts him off with a pitch outside, ball 1. ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Luis Chavez trying to finish up here. Swing and a miss, strike 1. And the Spartan hitters are not cheated by any means today. They're up there swinging that stick. Breaking pitch, strike 2. Nice pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Wada, the hitter, behind on the count 1 and 2. He'll be protecting the plate. Chavez needs 1 more strike to get off that mound and get back in the dugout. Waved at and missed, strike 3. So, Luis Chavez does an admirable job of hanging in there, but very quietly and effectively the Spartans add 3 more to their total. So through 4.5 innings, it's 16-2 in favor of the South Torrance Spartans. Leuzinger will be trying to come up and stay alive by trying to push some runs across and keep the 10-run rule from coming into effect when they come up in the bottom of the 5th inning. Okay, we move now down to the bottom of the 5th inning. This is most likely the last at bats here, unless Leuzinger can come up with 5 runs. In high school ball, at the end of 5 innings, if one team is ahead by 10 runs or more, the game is called. And now we have a pinch hitter, Lee, now hitting for Gutierrez. Lee going to get in some work. He's the only sub that Frank Ravello had today. What's his first name? I don't know. Strike 1 pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Mike Bill still on the mound, going the distance today. This is Ulysses Lee hitting for Lefner Gutierrez. High, ball 2. Mike Bill just cruising, just trying to end this thing, get it over with, get back in, get his jacket on, because it's turning a little bit chilly now. A lot of pop on that fastball, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ulysses Lee, pinch hitting. Only sub today for the Leuzinger Olympians. Pitch grounded up the middle, that's trouble, and it's through into center field. A nice base hit for Ulysses Lee coming off the bench. That's Leuzinger's 4th hit of the day. And that'll bring up our center fielder, Nelson Reyes. Outfield playing straightaway now. The left fielder for the first time today has shaded himself over more towards the line. Third baseman still giving him the line, but we have a left-handed hitter at the plate. Off-speed pitch, strike. He's used that pitch a couple of times today, and it's been most effective. He just pulls the string on that thing. But Mike Bill has a nice live fastball that sets up that pitch very well. Nelson Reyes flew to left field in his first at bat, 0 for 1. There goes the runner. The pitch swung on, grounded in the hole at second, and that's in the right field for a base hit. Runner holds at second. They need a lot more than just his run out there right now, so they'll play it conservative. But a little something going here for Leuzinger. We now led off with back-to-back singles and go to our top of our lineup, which is Andrew Gambino, the second baseman. Nobody out yet. Leuzinger just trying to stay alive. They need 5 runs this inning to keep the game going. Mike Bill determined to turn him back. Fastball fouled back. Leuzinger has a total of 5 hits today. We're in the 5th inning. They're trailing 16-2. Ulysses Lee running at second, Nelson Reyes at first, each with singles. Breaking pitch, swung on a miss, strike 2. It ended up outside the strike zone, but that was a very good breaking pitch. Right fielder a little shallow. Pickoff play at second base, not in time. Kind of close, though. Trailing by 14 runs, though, you don't want to get picked off. Okay, Mike Bill back on top, studies his catcher. Strike 3. Hit the outside corner, and that has been his payoff pitch all day long. That fastball on the outside corner, painting the black, as they say. We have 1 out now, men on first and second, and here's shortstop Rudy Membreno. Membreno's walked, grounded out. 0 for 1 today. Not much of a lead out at second base. Break starts him off with a breaking pitch, and that catches the inside corner. Strike 1. At this stage of the game with this score, everybody needs to be up there swinging, I think. Open stance from Membreno. Fouls that back out of play, 0-2. Fastball just got a piece of that. 0-2, he had to protect the plate. Just got that off the handles. There's 1 out. Runners on first and second. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning, and unless Leuzinger mounts a big rally here, this will be the final at bat. It's a 16-2 lead in favor of the South Torrance Spartans. Pitch took something off that one, but Membreno was able to get a piece of it, so he stays alive still, 0-2. Right fielder moves in now and playing shallow in right field. There's strike 3, that nice fastball hit, painting the outside corner again. That's the 9th strikeout today for pitcher Mike Bill, and Bill is now 1 out away from running his personal record to 4 wins against no league defeats this season. And South Torrance is 1 out away from running their league record to 7 wins against 2 defeats to ensure themselves at least second place after today. Juan Mendez swings at the first pitch, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Just missed on the outside corner with that live fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Juan Mendez, the designated hitter. Mendez grounded out to short his last at bat. 0 for 2 today. That pitch is to center field. Center fielder sets up and makes a routine catch, and that's the 3rd out of the inning, and that will be the final out of this game. We're going to try and get some totals. The final score here is 16-2 in favor of South Torrance. They do run their league record now to 7 wins against 2 defeats, ensuring a share of second place. Mike Bell runs his record to 4 victories against no league defeats. For Leuzinger, they scored 2 runs on 5 hits, and again, they showed some life near the end of the game, but the problem was just that the other team was up there very aggressively hitting the ball today, and it was just very difficult once they jumped on Luis Chavez in that 3rd inning for Leuzinger to come back. I would like to just say that Luis Chavez showed a lot of character today out there. There was only 1 person on the bench, and there was just no way Coach Ravello could have relieved him today, and he certainly kept his poise out there and threw well. Although the Spartans were swinging the bat, they really only had 1 huge inning, that big 3rd inning where they scored 12 runs. So my hat's off to Luis Chavez. I think he hung in there real nicely today, showed a lot of character. Both teams were well coached and played a very good game. So again, with a final score of 16-2 in favor of the South Torrance Spartans, coached by Chad Namick, we'll say goodbye.